Hi, I'm Amy McMahon, and I am the author of this book, The Jungle of Jojee. This story was inspired by a dino-loving little boy who is now a young man. It's my godson Joseph, who is also known as Jojo and sometimes known as Jojee. So The Jungle of Jojee was inspired by him. I'm actually really excited about how this story developed into a book, and then how this book developed into some rather unique resources. I'm going to be offering, because I travel a lot, I have friends all over the globe, and they were very excited about reading Mario's story in their own language. I have so far translated this story into Albanian, into Arabic, and we're in the process of adding Croatian, Bulgarian, Russian, and hopefully Polish as well. So those resources are going to be available for free. And if you are a multilingual family, those transcripts in other languages would be a terrific supplement to reading the story in English and in other languages, which is rather exciting. So let's get down to reading The Jungle of Jojee. Once upon a time, there was a wild and wonderful forest called the Jungle of Jojee. This jungle was full of brightly colored flowers and extremely green trees. Most days, the sun shone strong and warm. Every now and then it would rain. This was important because it helped all of the plants grow. There's some lovely jungle plants. The Jungle of Jojee was also full of all sorts of dinosaurs. There were so many, there was almost one for every letter of the alphabet. There was an ankylosaurus, who liked to bite feet, a brachiosaurus, a compsognathus. These are not always easy to say, are they? We have a pair of dromaeosaurs, who were extremely playful, a gorgosaurus, who sometimes is pronounced a gorgosaurus, who was really not all that gorgeous. We have a euplocephalus. He's kind of funky looking with lots of horns on his back. A jabaria has a very long neck, a family of iguanodons. Ooh, this one looks rather fierce. It's a helicoprion. A quetzalcoatlus, who gets confused a lot. A parasaurophilus. A lystrosaurus. And here we have an oviraptor mama, and she's tending her nest. Do you see her eggs here? Ooh, on this page we have a rajasaurus, who strangely liked Indian food. We have a stegosaurus. We have two T-dinosaurs, a triceratops and a T-rex. And they were actually quite good friends. We have a velociraptor, a Zephactinus. His name begins with an X, but it's pronounced as Zephactinus. And a rather zany Zuniceratops. The dinosaurs who lived in the Jungle of Jojee were always very grumpy. No one really knew why. They lived in a beautiful land. All of the meat eaters had animals to hunt, and all of the plant eaters had leaves to chomp. There were mountains to climb, lakes to swim in, and even caves to explore for the more brave of the dinosaurs. But even with all of these wonderful things, the dinos of Jojee Jungle would always grumble and grouch, worry and whine, sneer and snicker. There was one particular dinosaur who seemed unhappier than all the rest. His name was Mario, and he was a microraptor. Mario was not a typical dinosaur at all. While most of his friends had big feet, scratchy skin, and long tails, Mario was covered in feathers. He had 4 wings and was very, very short. He was so tiny that even people had to look down at him. This was not good for his ego. Mario was so upset about being short that he would walk around every day with his head hung low, feeling sorry for himself. "Oh, woe is me! How sulky can I be?" he would say over and over again. "All my friends are so big and great. I'm just a furry feathered fool with nothing to do." Of all the grumpy, groany, cranky, crabby dinosaurs of Jojee Jungle, Mario was the worst. Here we have Mario sitting in that jungle looking so sad. You can see his wings. He's got two coming back here. He's got two on his legs. He's got a lot of color. He looks a lot like the flowers in the jungle, but he's really quite small. One day, as he was walking with his head hung low, fussing and fidgeting, and being generally sour, he stumbled upon one of the iguanodons, who was complaining quite loudly about a pain in his foot.
"Oh me, oh my, I think I'm going to cry. How can I survive this terrible toe trouble?"
Apparently, he had been chasing his sister around the forest and had stepped on a sharp stick, which had then gotten stuck under his skin.
"Hey, mister, my mama told me to be nice to my sister, but I didn't listen. Now I've got to find a way to reach that splinter. These stubby arms are certainly a hinder. Could you help me?"
Mario walked over to the irritable iguanodon's foot and tugged on the stick. Do you see what he's doing here? It came out very easily.
Well, that was simple enough for you. Thanks,"
said the iguanodon. "Don't mention it," Mario said, as he walked away, not even looking up. If he had looked up, he would have seen the start, just the start, of a smile on the face of the iguanodon. But he didn't look up. He just kept walking, with his head hung low, fussing and fidgeting, and being generally sour. He was not even paying attention to where he was going, and he almost tripped over Lystrosaurus, who was moaning quite miserably about a tree. "Oh me, oh my, I think I'm gonna cry. How can I eat those luscious-looking leaves?" Apparently, he had eaten all of the green off the lower branches and had nothing left to fill his belly. "Hey, mister, my mama told me not to be greedy, but I didn't listen. Now I've got to find a way to reach that food. I can't climb trees. It would be terribly rude. Could you help me?" Mario walked over to the lazy Lystrosaurus's tree and flew up to the branch. He plucked it off. See? He plucked it off very easily. Well, that was simple enough for you. Thanks," said the Lystrosaurus. "Don't mention it," Mario said, as he walked away, not even looking up. If he had looked up, he would have seen the beginnings of a grin on the face of the Lystrosaurus. See? Kind of grinning, don't you think? But he didn't look up. He just kept walking with his head hung low, fussing and fidgeting, and being generally sour. He was so distracted by his own pity that he didn't even notice the jabaria, who was wailing quite wildly about a bug. "Oh me, oh my, I think I'm gonna cry. How can I keep this fly out of my eye?" Look at that. It's kind of a big-looking fly. Flies can be bothersome. Apparently, he had left his home without taking a bath, and his stinky skin was beginning to attract pests. "Hey, mister, my mama told me to clean myself up, but I didn't listen. Now I've got to find a way to shoo that critter. I can't swat the air. It's just not fair. Could you help me?" Mario flew up to the jumpy jabaria's head and fluttered his feathers about. He chased the fly away quite easily. Well, that was simple enough for you. Thanks,"
said the Jabaria. Don't mention it, Mario said, as he flew away, not even looking up. If he had looked up, he would have seen that just like the iguanodon and the Lystrosaurus, the Jabaria was showing signs of happiness. But Mario didn't look up. He continued to wander the jungle, meeting his fellow dinos, who all had some sort of troubles because they had not listened to their mommas. He showed each of them kindness, and without knowing it, started spreading kindness and gladness all throughout the jungle of Jojee. Soon, all of the dinos that used to be grumpy all had reasons to be grateful instead. When Mario was kind to them, it lifted their spirits. When they received Mario's good deeds, they wanted to give good deeds to other dinos too. Poor gloomy Mario, with his head hung low, could not see how his kind actions were turning the jungle of Jojee into a very cheerful place. So, all of the dinosaurs, who were now joyful and chipper, came together to show Mario how much he had helped. Look at that, they're having a party for Mario. He's right in the middle. And all the dinos are throwing, I bet you they're dancing. I'll bet you that's a dance party. So what does Mario say? Wow, I guess being small and feathery is not so bad after all. And this made Mario the microraptor merry. The moral of the story is, if you don't do what your mama says, bad things will happen. The other moral of the story is, if you do nice things, even when you're sad, the kindness will grow and bring you happiness. The end. He looks pretty happy. I really hope you enjoyed meeting Mario and his Jungle of Jojee friends. If you are interested in learning more about the translation options that are available and that we are adding on a regular basis, please visit our website at www.amymcmahonbooks.com. So thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye-bye.